Hello everyone and welcome back to The Outer Worlds 2. We're going to be continuing with where we left off last time. I think going on to do a quest was the plan.
Went with the normal difficulty, huh? That'd be my pick for a first playthrough. Nice to see someone with some sense around here for once.
I'll continue where I left off. I was debating whether I start over and just play off stream because I wasn't 100% happy with the build I've got. As which I might still do, but I figured I'd at least give it another shot with how we're doing. Okay, so journal. We want to do this, right? Oh, let's just find keys. What's this one? The Automic Repair Center. Yeah, this is the one we want to do. And then we'll do that one. No, actually, let's just check inventory first. So, we decided the shotgun wasn't as good. We've got our pistol, our rifle, and then a blade. And we do have the helmet, but I didn't like the look of it, so... I haven't really used the grenades much. Okay, so we can also level them up as well. We change their weapons. Okay. So yeah, I can't. I thought maybe because it was highlighted I could click them now, but I can't. Only when they level up a bit. Okay. So that place. Just need to check the controls. Key bindings. I swear I swapped these. sprint being control, crouch being shift. That's what I want it to be. T for quick melee, okay. There you go.
Let's keep your lamps lit for wildlife. Might I have a word, Commander? I swear that wasn't planned.
Is there hostile wildlife here? Also, I think
know
he
I've
wants
been
to talk.
pushing to find DeVries, so this might seem a bit of a left turn. Avoid it. I'm just gonna ask. Got an old friend here on the island. The doctor who patched me up after Horizon Point. Ex-protectorate, a good man. Tracked on the Westport a short time ago, but never got up the nerve to visit. Reckon we could drop by and pay him a visit. Brief one, of course.
Sure, I see no issue with that.
Not sure he'd still consider me such, but that's part and parcel of the reason I want to see him. I had some bad years on my own. Now with you here being part of a team, this might sound a mite soppy, but I feel like I could be a proper agent again. That starts with writing accounts. This friend of mine, Zebulon Tran, I let him down. And I've been chewing on that live wire for a while. Too long, maybe.
I'm very tempted to do that one.
Much as I might love to jaw about that special interest of mine, this business with Zeb's gotta come first. After I recovered from Horizon Point, Zeb and I ran together for a spell, doing what we could to help folks in difficult spots. Fighting protectorate tyranny in small ways. Too small for Zeb, as it turned out. He was unhappy before I showed up, and after, well, all my directorate talk fired him up even more. I had my orders. I was to stay low. Couldn't let the protectorate catch wind of an Earth Directorate agent in its midst. But Zeb, he kept pushing to take more extreme action. Wasn't like I didn't want to take things farther. Hit the protectorate where it hurt. But I still had my cover to think of too. I couldn't risk disrupting the mission. All the more reason the Earth Directorate needed someone in the system keeping an eye on things. Luckily, Val and I survived. I'd feel better about that commendation if things hadn't turned out as they did. We worked hard, but the Protectorate's Arbiters and Sentinels worked harder. Often than not, our help only made targets of the folks whose lives we were trying to improve. Didn't matter what we did. Arcadia was still caught under the Protectorate's boot. Guess some of what you said way back when stuck. All that talk about putting people first. Figured that's what I was doing. Putting a stop to all the pain I was causing. Anyway, things weren't good. Zeb and I couldn't find the rhythm we had before. We were arguing every day. Eventually, cutting ties just seemed for the best. Clean like. Only later I learned Zeb hadn't given up the struggle like I assumed he would. He got to stay in mental refreshment for his trouble. That's the last I heard of him. Till recent. If it weren't for Zeb, I'd be in the ground. It's a debt I never properly repaid. Plus, I don't relish his last memory of me being a vanishing act. I owe him better. And since finding you, well, a lot feels possible now that didn't before. Much appreciated, Commander. Promise, I won't be making a habit of pulling skeletons out of my closet. Westport's on the east side of the island. I tracked Zeb to somewhere on its outskirts, but never got up the nerve to visit before now. We ought to start there.
We'll go see them in a bit. Yeah. Okay, that's the travel pad. Oh, it's like fast travel. Nice. Yeah, which one's which for those? So, what's it? Infiltrate the Ark. Government repair. Okay, so we can go and find the credentials to get in and then get in. That's why there's two. So this one's the find the credentials and that's the place to break into. That's that place. That's the one for Niles. And that's the Vox route. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think we just head along this path.
Feels good to be back in the saddle, don't it, Val? Kind of reminds me of our days in Nix's orbit, dodging protectorate patrols. You remember that?
Error. Memory not found.
Ah, well. That's all right, Val. I'll just have to do the remembering for both of us.
We're closed. Did you not hear me? This place is closed. No learning today about how everything happens according to the obscure calculus of an indecipherable plan. Why are you asking? Who are you?
The people she tried to kill.
By the architect. I had no idea. I wish I could say it was unbelievable. I was afraid she was becoming a danger to herself and to others. But this is horrifying.
Yeah, imagine how we feel. Why don't you tell us where she is so we can make sure she ain't being a danger to herself or others?
And how are you going to do that?
That ain't something you ought to be concerning yourself about.
If you think I'm going to help you do what I think you're talking about, you are deluded. It is of no matter, regardless. I do not know where she is. I haven't seen her since before the corporatists invaded the island. I'm afraid she's going to do something terrible, but I just don't know what. Maybe none of this would have happened had I not introduced her to Victor. How did... You saw her terminal, didn't you? Victor's an Order archivist. We were all friends for a time. But then, shortly before the schism, they started talking to some others inside the Order. That's when things became tense. I started to become uneasy, scared, really. She kept getting angrier with the Order the more she worked with Victor and her other contacts. On top of everything else, it became just too much for me. Among other things. For some reason, she was obsessed with the cliffhanger ending of Chapter 6. It was the one where capitalist fanatics brought complete destruction upon Arcadia. But you know how it works. It was somehow miraculously saved at the beginning of the next chapter. Didn't matter to DeVries, though. She just kept going over it and over it. Would have talked to a Crabble about it if there was no one else to listen. That, and the invasion itself, set her mind to dark things. I begged her not to go down that road again. She was so agitated when I first met her. Must have been 7, going on 8 years ago now. She never slept, didn't talk to anyone if she could avoid it. After we became friends, she began to change. Still bothered her from time to time, but I thought it mostly behind her. I couldn't watch her go back to how she'd been. Or worse. No. But it had to be someone's fault, right? The Protectorate couldn't possibly have failed to safeguard the colony. And they had to answer the accusations the Order leveled at them. We became friends when she... well, she saved me. I'd said something without thinking. Must have been distracted. We all know to watch every last word we say. For some reason, she interceded on my behalf with an arbiter. And she convinced him he didn't hear what he actually did. No one does that. Void, I didn't think anyone could. We all were, originally, before the schism. But she never gave it up, even when it became illegal to even mention their name. Which was surprising with how angry she seemed to be getting with them, even as she was deep into scheming with Victor and the others. She even continued to sign her messages, "See you in the equation." It's all so confusing. What do you mean? It was where she worked, one of the Protectorate's communications hubs. She didn't speak of it much, at least to me. She may have spoken to Victor about it.
She ain't the only one.
It's difficult to explain. She spoke about things in unfamiliar ways. I felt her words to be freeing, at first. But slowly, I began to feel unmoored, doubting everything I ever knew. She said learning the truth of things was worth it. But now I question whether her truth was just more of her penchant to sow chaos, no matter who may be caught in her schemes. Some days I wish I'd never listened to her at all. Others, I can't help but miss her. even with everything.
Know a little something about that, too.
I did try to. Once. After the corporatists invaded Paradise Island and took over Fairfield. They seemed to let anyone in there. Some boisterous fellow even tried to recruit me. Yes, and I am shamed to admit it. Though if she hadn't wanted me to, she wouldn't have told me the code. Same one she used for everything. 15-778.
That is Agent DeVries's identification code, Commander.
She said it had some meaning from her previous life. I'd hoped she'd left something for me, but the safe was empty. I know I've no right to ask this of you, but when you find her, please remind her of who she used to be. She's unwell, but I know there's still hope for her. That's all I can ask.
Let's see if there's any other loot I can grab. There was something about her journal, but I'm guessing it's not here. Crouch isn't working. I'm like pressing shift to crouch and it doesn't want to work. There we go. I don't know why it didn't work there for a minute. Right. So what's closest? Probably head there first, because then we can walk back to get over here. So I'll head back to the path.
Careful, friend. Reckon there might be a few loose Raptons wandering around. Note that Auntie's choice ain't liable for a Rapton-based mystery.
Wondering what this is. Go take a look. Arbiter training facility.
Unauthorized entry into an Arbiter training facility is likely to result in violent arbitration.
You hear that? Sounds like a Dragoon tromping about. I don't fancy making its acquaintance.
Yeah, we'll leave that for now. They both advised not going in there, so
between Fairfield and the Eastern Forward Operating Base. North of here is an old abandoned chapel.
Careful of friendly fire if you head down past the... 472, they're gonna fill anything that moves full of holes.
What's this place? Doesn't say anything.
I don't even want to think about the damage those Krabbls are gonna do to my machines.
They're Krabbls. They ain't gonna do nothing to your precious terminal. Only thing they're in danger to is us.
Yeah, you may have it right.
Scout report.
Yes, sir. Looks like the repair center is still out of order, sir.
Excellent. At ease, Scout. Glad to hear that they haven't managed to repair it, even if Command has temporarily put the actual fighting to a stop.
Good, that wasn't a too bad fall.
These anti-soldiers seem twitchy to you? Might want to sneak our way in.
Okay, they're not friendly.
What do you mean you're leaving? Shift's over. I have a life outside this place, you know.
We have community, purpose, time for recreation. We sleep well at night. Work isn't stressless or stressful. Food is nutritious and plentiful. We have everything we need. Prudence dictates we take a moment to rightly appreciate it all and thank the sovereign.
Okay. Okay, we're safe in here. Compare with that one. So it does base do more damage. It's better magazine capacity and rate of fire. Not as big a weak spot bonus, but that's fine. I equip that, yeah. I want to wear that one just because it looks cool. I mean, more crit chance and crit damage. Yeah, most of this doesn't restore much of my health. So what's this thing at the bottom saying hold Q heal to full? Oh, I guess consume enough until I'm full, probably. Okay, so we need to get over there, and we're here. Okay, not too far.
This looks like the place. No, I haven't felt this high strung since Horizon Point. Just hope he's here. Howdy, Zeb. You look... well.
Has my mind been set upon by shadows? I thought you dead.
Can't imagine why you think that. I've only been gone 4 years.
Oh, back from your little saunter then, are you? Head all cleared? I must say you took quite the perambulation. I hope you didn't wear out your rotation adapters.
Zeb, this is the commander I told you about. One in charge of the Horizon Point mission.
So, you are keeping company these days. Just not mine. That would depend on what vision you have for Arcadia's future. Everyone seems to think they alone know what's best for this colony.
Look, I'm not just here to gas you up with empty apologies. I want to set things right between us.
Oh, now you want to help. Where were you when the war happened? Or when I was being carted off to mental refreshment? Where were you when I actually needed you?
I know I let you down before, but give me a chance to earn back your trust. There must be something I can lend you a hand with. I know you haven't given up the fight.
I haven't the time to patch your bleeding conscience, Niles. I'm in a situation that demands my full attention.
It's Baines. My team's been caught. Pharaoh and March are dead. Protectorate are holding the rest for interrogation. A ship is inbound to take us off-world, to the consul himself. I barely managed to evade capture. Damn it! It looks like the data went through, but there's something wrong with the connection. The cipher isn't transmitting.
Found her! You there! Step away from that terminal at once!
Audra! Fuck! It's all coming apart.
I knew something was wrong. What have you gotten yourself into here, Zeb?
That was one of my operatives. I organized a mission to infiltrate the Vox to acquire valuable intelligence. But obviously, something's gone wrong. Without that cipher, the intelligence is worthless. But I'm more concerned about my people at the moment. If you're sincere in your desire to help, prove it. Rescue my friends before that ship departs with them on board. Please. It has to do with the location of a vault rumored to house the Protectorate's greatest technological advancements, including its skip drive designs. That's all I'll say for now.
I am. Without question.
Okay. If they're sending a ship, that means my people are being held on the Vox's landing pad. Use my call sign so they'll know you for an ally. I'm certain Niles remembers it. And do exercise discretion, as well as caution. The guards at the Vox won't hesitate to fire upon you, should you be discovered.
Not to worry. This is exactly the sort of thing we're trained to handle.
Yes, but the uniform doesn't stop bullets, as I'm sure you recall.
Good thing we know a doctor then.
Then let's hope the ship also takes its time arriving, and that my friend's pain threshold withstands any attempts to soften them up for the consul. I'll answer what I can. Stop there. I know what you would ask, but I've done my best to put that unpleasant experience behind me. Please respect my wish to avoid reopening closed wounds. If you must know, it was my sister. A neighbor reported her for some misconduct and she was taken to be refreshed. I never heard what her alleged crime was meant to be. The woman who returned was nigh unrecognizable. The injustice of it rattled me. And once I began to look into what had happened, the more discomfort I felt. Then I met Niles. He told me the truth about other colonies. Made Arcadia feel so small, claustrophobic, repressive. and my smoldering resentments became a full conflagration.
Oh, I wanted to ask the other questions, but I guess I don't get to.
Do you always put your hands on other people's things?
I'm not even going to bother taking that because it's not as good. Okay, so... I'm hoping there is, like... It doesn't matter time-wise, because we could have gone and done anything. So... Yeah, I think we head and try and do this one. And then that one. We'll fast travel over there. So I might just go straight there actually. It says engineering know-how may be useful. I'm gonna just try that. So we head straight there. Which I can do from this fast travel point. Enemy scores to the health bar are dangerous, signifying that you might be too underleveled to fight them. If you're having trouble overcoming them, try gaining a few levels back. Okay. Oh, we don't want to go in there anyway. We're going this way.
Must be at least a few usable parts in here. Aha! Ah, it's warped. Just like everything else. Hello there. You wouldn't happen to have found any usable parts in all this debris? Westport's stockpiles of replacement parts are nearly depleted. I need to find some parts to convert some of our auto-mechanicals, non-combat parts. Fortunately, there's nothing here that's salvageable. Auntie's bombs sure take their toll, don't they? Let's just say to fill Westport's needs. If you follow the road heading north, you can't miss it. Used to be a sight to behold, but the war hasn't been kind to it. To any of us. True enough. A few years ago, I couldn't have imagined us running short of anything. And now here I am, digging through scrap for parts. But I digress. Was there anything else? Need to get back to my hunt, you understand? Yes and no. The bomb certainly took a fierce toll, but I suspect these were all in various states of disrepair even before Andy's offensive, which has made sorting out where to begin my efforts here rather difficult. There should be a manifest somewhere, but it's nowhere to be found. Nor are the troopers who should have been escorting this. Or their bodies. The only species in these parts that would pose such a threat to an armed escort squad would be Crabbles. But the guard at Westport has always made a point of culling them with automechs so they don't get out of hand. Well, yes, the one in the same... Ah, I see your point there. Not so easy to cull Crabbles without operational automechs. Unless I missed my guess, this looks like it was transporting damaged and malfunctioning automechs from the Vox station to the Automech Repair Center to the south of here. The center is... Say, you don't work for Antes, do you? This is beginning to feel more than a little like you're digging for intelligence. Fair enough. As I was saying, the Automech Repair Center is south of here. Regrettably, subjects of Westport no longer have access to the repair center, hence my need to scavenge. Likewise, and please inform me if you happen upon any usable parts.
And there's a Crabble and one of the people.
Who goes there? By orders of Marshal Donaldson, no one comes or goes to the Automech Repair Center without approval. What's your business here?
Oh, there's work all right. The Marshal told us not to turn anyone useful away, and left us to interpret what that means.
Then again, what are the odds that an automechanical repair technician just happens by in a time of war? How do we know you aren't a spy from Auntie's Choice? Yeah, I'm not buying it. Don't even try getting through this checkpoint without approval. We're low on everything but bullets.
Great. I guess we see if we can find another way in. Yeah, I'm not going to get too close to that. Okay, I don't think we're gonna find anywhere we can get in. Unless we like jump over there. I wonder if we can get in here. That was not the right button. That one. I doubt we can get up there. Okay, there's nowhere we can like sneak in. I could literally just try and run past them. What was this quick save button? Just... quick save... F5...
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Okay, there's a lot of them.
Disruptive influence. Unfriendly in combat range. This unit patiently awaits repair.
Ooh. I'm dead. Oh, the poison, and I was literally within it for a few moments. Cool. I'm assuming it will take me back to my save. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that didn't work. I don't want to leave these guys too long. I think I'm just gonna head there. We'll probably like try and get in another time. I'll go from that fast travel. Feels like having a good speech skill would be a good one for talking my way through problems. I'll probably try and like level that up a bit. It's just like a little outposty place.
Drifts like this have been popping up all over the place since Horizon Point. They're harmless. So long as you keep your distance.
So down there is where I need to be. I'm assuming I can't get down there from here. I'm gonna have to find a different way, because I'm assuming I can't swim. Ow. Okay. Maybe we don't walk that way. Okay, so I can kind of spot them. Okay, you don't have to step on them to trigger them.
Slow down. Schultz went where? Sakes alive. Schultz! Anyone got lamps on Schultz? Anyone? Floyd be damned. Sallying into the wire like that with nary a wish in her pocket? What was she thinking? Did I not make clear our orders to hold the line here regardless of provocation? Should my instructions have been more robust? Perhaps assisted by pictures?
I'm afraid there's more bad news, Commander. She also took Scrabbles, sir.
Would that he'd done her more good. Seems Calamity has claimed 2 good soldiers today. You there. I don't normally sanction nameless passers-by giving ear to my private discourse. That right. Earth Directorate. Not many would claim such affiliation these days. None from Arcadia have the knowledge to lie about it. What's your business at the Vox? Sounds serious. Were it in my power to offer aid, you'd have it. Alas. Whatever your purpose, I feel a contractual obligation to warn you against setting a heel past this base. If you go any further, you go alone and at your own peril. No Antes forces are permitted beyond the forward position upon pain of disemployment and possible litigation. Our orders are to sit and mind the store for as long as need be. Foremost, I'd advise seeking a stealthier means of crossing the bridge. A direct approach is likely to repercuss in a hanging cage and a slow death, courtesy of that there warden. Our initial reconnaissance of the bridge indicated a breach in the western wall that could get you inside, though that was months ago. The intel could be outdated now. Schematics we managed to acquire also list an access tunnel on the eastern wall, but be wary of mines between here and there. The wire is full of unexploded ordnance. First Officer Schultz's decision to enter the minefield was not sanctioned, approved, or encouraged. Frankly, I have no idea why she defied orders. Schultz was a good soldier, admirable sense of duty, less than optimal eyesight. Her loss will be felt in this unit. If only she had recognized the merits of our post. By steadfastly holding the line here, we forestall any retribution the Protectorate would seek to inflict upon Fairfield. And we will continue, said watch, until orders change. I'd thank you to affix some ballast to that name when you speak it. Scrabbles has been integral to this unit's success for years. Outsiders may see him as a toy, but we've bled alongside that stuffed sprat. He's damn near family. Schultz obviously knew the risks and hoped he'd protect her through the minefield. Alas, even Scrabble's power has limits. Still would help morale to get him back, though. I'll pardon your skepticism given your lack of acquaintance, and say only this. Ask not what Scrabbles achieves for us, but what we can achieve with him. I half believed you meant that offer. Unless you weren't being playful. I confess, the challenge of holding the forward position does not satisfy, as might a straight-on tussle. But I would prefer to avoid staining my reputation by participating in such a needless blunder. Carr was, shall we say, non-ambiguous with her orders. Such an argument isn't as compelling as you believe. The soldier who does not consider defeat all but guarantees it. Far be it from me to speak poorly of a superior, but I have pondered over her choices as of late. She's been sullen about sharing her strategy, too. Still, however brightly my star burns, I remain in her orbit. She is my superior officer. I defied her once, and I received the verbal tanning of a lifetime for it. I will take action when action is appropriate, and I'd suggest you modulate your tone more appropriately the next time we speak.
wonder if talking to him again now that I've got some info will give me anything.
Stay out of the minefield if you value your limbs. Though I've cogitated on the matter at some length, I lack answers. Only those breathing the rarefied air of the upper rungs could say for sure. Mystifying as the decision is, I'm confident Carr has some grand strategy at play, even if I have not, for some irksome reason, been made privy to it. By steadfastly holding the line here, we forestall any retribution the Protectorate would seek to inflict upon Fairfield. And we will continue said watch until orders change.
Okay, we haven't actually found anything
Before you
that's useful.
depart, a final word. Stay out of the minefield. I won't be the one who answers to Carr when the Protectorate mistake your rootless gallivanting for encroachment.
I mean, like, got here through that, so... I want to go and try and find that.
Back in one piece. Report to Commander Torres if you've new intel.
I have 90 total of this ammo. How much do I have for the other gun? 400. Okay, yeah, let's switch to that one for now. And then I'll just shoot the mines. I think I was in the blast radius of that. Okay, if you have enough skill, you can disarm them. Okay, so Scrubs could literally be anywhere around here. We got it. So there was also mention of access in through the minefield. Where does it say? I think somewhere like on the side of the wall he said something about an access hatch.
believe his self, but I reckon that was a handful of hours ago. You don't think he took it literal, like when we told him to jump?
I see you haven't gone and blown yourself up yet. I'll be spaced. Scrabbles! And hardly the worse for wear! You've no grasp of what his return means to this unit. Scrabbles was originally a gift from my daughter. He fought with us during the Consolidation War, and has seen this squad through every hard deployment since leaving Tau Ceti. He's also packed with some of the finest grade stimulants this side of legal. Here, for your trouble. Livener like that comes in handy when you're in a pinch. While we appreciate you returning Scrabbles, you'll not provoke me into a course of unwise action if that's your aim.
Yeah, requires speech or leadership.
I will take action when action is appropriate. And I'd suggest you modulate your tone more appropriately the next time we speak.
So... yeah, that's pretty cool. Nice, we also leveled up. I definitely want to put at least a point in speech. Let's put 2 in speech. Yeah, that's what we've currently got. Damage resistance, base health, evasion, damage and armor rating. Well, that's only if all of the brands are the same, so probably not. Crit chance. This one's not bad. Speech still also helps improve damage. Don't know what other ones would be worthwhile getting. I mean, I also could get literally both of these. Because it's about damage, so yeah, stick to assault and sniper rifles for long range, and then shotguns, SMGs, pistols, short range. Okay, we'll take that one. But I will look at getting those other weapon-based ones another time. The other found the floor and you easily distracted. Your skills are erratic to say the least, but Jack of all trades is oftentimes better than the master of one. You can raise more skills faster, that'll be harder to even maximize any particular one. When leveling, you can only add skill points into your lowest non-zero skill or any skill you have no points in already. Plus 1 skill point gained per level. I don't like it's not bad, but also I'm just trying to get a point in a number of different things, because then let's do things. Yeah, whenever you can only add skills. Yeah, because I've already got it in so many different ones. I definitely don't want that. Do we have anywhere that the info we were given? I'm gonna have to go and do this because I don't... Like, it should be fine. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and get that. Which, yeah, I'll go from here. And that way.
Gary? For the love of bits, don't get any closer to it. You void-brained idiot. Put down the bottle and stop doing stupid shit. Get away from there.
Quit your worrying. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
Initiating solemn farewell. Goodbye, unnamed trooper. You may or may not be missed by family you may or may not possess.
What am I gonna tell the commander?
Okay, don't get too close to those rifts.
Seems nowhere on Paradise Island's gone untouched by this war.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
Is he okay? Got froze. Right, they were right by the door. There was no way I was avoiding them. Yeah, I wanted to be using the other gun, didn't I? Grabbing all of the loot I can. Okay, I can sell all of my stuff. It says sell junk. What's all junk? I even have junk on me. I don't actually know. Actually, I could probably get rid of the shotgun. Oh, E to sell. Okay, so this is the junk. It can be broken down for crafting materials or sold. I feel like the jewelry makes sense to sell. Some of the rest of it. That's exactly the same, isn't it? Yeah. So I can sell one. Also... Okay, so it has a mod on it. 20% chance to ignore incoming attacks while below 50% health. So way more sprint speed and evasion chance. Less protective, but more evasive. It's not as protective. But I like the look of it, honestly. I think I'll go with it. Okay, so this heals better. But it's just more toxicity. Actually, I could... But there was a recipe in here, wasn't there? Yeah, the biomass canister. And I can craft some. And then I wanted to sell the other repeating rifle. Keep hold of the spare uniform for now, just in case I change my mind and want to switch back.
Seeing Zeb again went different than I expected. Not that I had high hopes for tears and confetti, but damn. That's appreciated, Commander. Maybe I ought to apologize straight away. But I'm not convinced I did the wrong thing, leaving. Had I stayed, who knows? Likely I'd have gotten us both killed. That's fair. Might have left him a note or something. I was just worried I'd lose my nerve, but you have a point. Wasn't right of me to just up and split. Anyway, I appreciate the check-in, Commander. Was there anything else you needed? Sure. Always happy to tool around for a bit. What did you have in mind?
So what? Yeah, good. It tells me what the mod stuff. Weapon and armor mods. At the workbench, the mod screen allows you to apply mods to your weapons, armor, and headgear. Mods have a variety of functionality and increase effectiveness and specialize in your equipment to match your playstyle. Weapon mods can be purchased from a weapon modification vending machine. Armor mods can be purchased from vendors throughout Arcadia or found while exploring. Acquiring a mod from any source immediately unlocks the recipe in case you want to craft additional copies of it. Okay. Yeah, we don't have any available currently. Party upgrades. At the workbench, the party upgrade screen allows you to upgrade your companion's weapon and improving their efficiency in combat. There are upgrades to both their armor weapons, which to unlock by obtaining their companion's upgrade kit received by completing their quests. Okay. Oh. I don't do that yet. We need more crude biomass for that. Okay. What about breaking stuff down? Okay, so everything breaks down into something. So what stuff did we need? So for those rounds, it's black powder and scrap metal. Scrap metal, lubricant, and biomass. Okay, the inhaler charges use the nicotine, so we could break down stuff of that. Okay. So I'm also looking at the values of things. Those are worth a lot, so I probably won't break those down and instead sell them. Those are also worth a lot, so I probably will leave it. Flour's also really expensive, apparently. Okay, oh, this is in value order, actually. Leave that, and then sell. Yeah, I think that's fine.
I'll take fighting raps over living in a surveillance state any day of the week.
Engaging combat protocols.
That's like a rare armor. Those are like super defensive. That's like heavy armor. think that Peacekeeper armor is just better than my regular armor. Hang on, let's I compare it on this one to that. Evasion chance and combat sprint speed are the same. General defensiveness is the same. They both have great enhancing material. The other one has defensive plates. That was pretty looking though. But it is the better armor. I prefer the look of that one though.
Ain't as tough as you thought. Hey you! Get over here before you get yourself killed.
No, you ain't got what I need. And you can't come stumbling around here looking like prey. These raps ain't had a bite to eat since their pods dropped from the look of it. And a desperate rapt is a dangerous rapt. That obvious, huh? Yeah, I was hoping there'd be something worth harvesting. Something worth the trouble of killing the poor creature. But hope is the father of disappointment. If the occasion calls for it. But I fancy myself something of a biologist. Or, at least I used to. Me and Raptidons, we're well acquainted. I know their patterns, behaviors, attacks. Know what gives them an edge around folk who ain't in possession of that knowledge. Which is why I gotta ask, what are you doing here? Oh, that's a high-profile target. Huh. If she entrusted that to you, then I reckon we're on the same side. Or something like it. I'm Inez Silung, Auntie's choice. Former combat medic in the Enhanced Soldier Division. Now, menial troubleshooter. Minister Milver Street of Fairfield sent me here to retrieve some information. Not my most exciting assignment, but suppose we can't expect much with the stalemate on this island. I'll admit I was eager for some good hunting around here. My arm, my graft, needs some bolstering. But if the raps here are as weak as this one, it won't help me none. If you had, you'd know. Unless you're accustomed to seeing folk roaming around with exposed muscle fibers or stunted extra limbs on their backs. Sorry. Guess I'm just used to folks staring real hard and then steering clear. I'm considered a liability. My graph's all wrong. Most everyone else who got one passed or became permanently incapacitated. So they shuttered the program. It was a total failure. Everyone in Fairfield reckons my time will come soon too. But I'm still mostly upright. for now. I just know I can do more for Auntie and for the war. It's just this damn contract. Unless I can amend it so I might fix my graft, proving myself ain't happening anytime soon. Weren't many of us grafted soldiers to begin with. To think I'm one of the lucky ones. You looked at the fine print of an employment contract lately? It says any action taken by a worker that could result in impeded work must be approved by the contract holder. Not only would trying to fix my graft impede my work, but it's also financially unviable, unproven, a risky investment. So I'm stuck with a limb that's slowly poisoning me. Could pursue fixing it myself were I out of my contract, but if I attempted to end it, I'd have to waive all employment rights for the next year. That's a non-starter. All right. Suppose if you've been in my position and managed to do well for yourself, could be an option worth keeping on the table, if all else fails. Get the feeling you will. Go on now. There's probably plenty of Protectorate info waiting to be scooped up if you're keen. Just mind the wraps. I got what I came for, so I reckon it's time to see about my contract. Law knows I could use a lucky break.
Just me, or did Inez remind you of Helen? Tough like her. Shame she's with Auntie's choice.
Okay, I guess we have to go through this one.
Confronting threat.
Excuse me? Why is he just frozen? Ow.
Commander, you are dying. We just can't advised at this time.
Ready to waste them on your command.
The rifle doesn't seem as good as using the pistol. Close enough to full. I guess whilst the technically the damage is better on the rifle, the speed is different.
Enthusiastically neutralizing unfriendlies.
Let me know what you need in the stretch.
Bodily trauma soon. Inbound Raptidon. Engaging hostile life forms.
Why is he constantly just frozen? Whenever we get into combat, he freezes. that was this room, which we've already looked through. We did get the thing we needed, didn't we? Yeah, we did. So we need to go here. Let's just quickly finish checking this area in case there's any more loot. Well, I think we have looked everywhere.
What did I tell you? Unless you've got approval, you can make like a sprat and skedaddle.
Now you've done it. Slowing down a ranking protectorate official is worth 10, 20 demerits if you're lucky.
All right, let's not lose our heads over a simple misunderstanding. You're free to pass. Marshal Donaldson likes to greet new arrivals personally. We'll let him know you're inbound, so no one shoots on sight. Oh, and fair warning, watch out for Zeranium gas. We sprung a leak. Nothing too bad. Aside from the headaches, nightmares, missing teeth, and headaches. One more thing. Don't cause any trouble around these parts. Donaldson runs a tight ship and has zero tolerance for lawbreakers.
I'm assuming there's probably not any loot I can grab because it would be stealing from this zone, but...
All that matters is getting these Automechs to the Vox relay station.
But Marshal, we must adhere to decontamination procedures.
What in the name of the architect? Oh, right. My guards told me to expect a new arrival, right before our chief mechanist decided to harangue me with the latest in our catastrophe.
Marshal, you're acting as though I'm not standing here auguring the impending doom of this facility.
Woodrow, normally I would be obliged, nay, happy, to receive your senseless jawing, but not today. Perhaps this outsider can assist where you've failed. I hope you've come to help, because a crisis is bearing down on us, and I've a dearth of reliable hands with which to manage it. You see, Woodrow, why at this rate, we'll have the facility up and running in little to no time.
That's what scares me, Marshal.
Like you, me and my consternated head technician are new arrivals. Though we may not last long if we fail to repair the Zeranium leak. Ah, that's where you're in luck. Thanks to our resident Zeranium scientist, no one needs to die, perish, or suffer any injuries, grievous or otherwise. The Vox relay station needs our automechs. But until that leak is fixed, this facility is a target for the sport of Anti's armaments. Delphinia Bryant is working on a prototype Zeranium shield. Whoever uses it will be less disposable and more useful to the Protectorate. That's the spirit. You've got gumption, nerve, and daring do. Almost reminds me of myself.
Marshal, those automechs have been corrupted with uranium. I can't even cogitate on what they're capable of if we lack the time or resources to approach this rationally. Should they go berserk, we may well be turning the very subject you intend to resupply into their victims. We'd be branded as traitors.
Then perhaps you had better explain to Brigadier Montelli why his defenses are grounded. And you can do so personally, in the comfort of his office.
Montelli? I rescind my objection. May the delicate workings of the paradigm point us toward a better way.
There's a good fellow. Cleave to your loyalty, and it will never steer you wrong.
Greetings, potential customer. State your business. This unit was engineered to facilitate management of supply inventory at this installation.
Oh, this is surely exciting. Someone is finally trying out my automechanical quartermaster. Show them what you got, quartermech.
Command not understood.
Huh. I thought that would have put it into sales mode. Best look into that later. Please, give it a try yourself.
All wares should be perfectly visible already.
Sorry, it tends to take things too literally. Maybe try phrasing the request differently.
Lull detected. Conversational status uncomfortable.
I don't have high enough engineering for it.
Current inventory indicates 0 copies of item designated stuff. Transaction halted.
I see. It's mislabeling stuff as a specific request. I'll have to add additional linguistic support for collective nouns. Look, for now, just use the phrase initiate commerce. It's what I used during the initial testing.
Initiating commerce.
Oh, that's an upgrade. Of a drone pet. You can get pet, like little pet things. The pet for your ship automatically sent to your kennel upon purchase, and there's name for your drones are. There's no exception. They're talking systems from their ammunition carefully removed. Still, the drones are just gonna easily for enemies at the protectorate with visions of. That's fun. Oh, advanced decryption key. Sirenator. could get stun baton. Don't want to compare it to that. Okay. Oh, you can actually rotate through. I mean, that could be a fun one to have. Power attacks restore 10% of their damage. That was gadget energy. Gain 50% damage resistance against all sources, including range or blocking. There's a grip and an attack. Let's buy it. Okay. We could only get one of these. I don't really use the gadgets very much. I mean, I kind of want to get the advanced decryption key. Okay, let's put that there. And then I don't have any other ones there, but no, I don't want to do that. I want to compare this one to those two are the same, so I could just sell one. And so I might just sell all three of those. The chance and crit damage is probably good. I should use whatever's the best rather than whatever looks nice. I do have one of those.
Ambient Zeranium levels are higher than average, but within acceptable ranges. State your business. Initiating commerce.
So we wanted to sell that, and that. That second repeating rifle? Might be. Let me double check. Yeah, it is.
Ambient Zeranium levels are higher than average, but with state your business. Initiating commerce.
I won't get it for now.
I worry Zeb's in over his head with all of this. Good thing we showed up when we did. Sure, always happy to tool around for a bit. What did you have in mind?
So I have pistol one, but I guess it doesn't let me equip it to this one. It would only let me equip it to the other pistol. Yeah, because I have that one. I guess, yeah, light pistol rather than the other pistol. More of those. Oh, this one doesn't have any slots to add it to.
See you soon, I hope.
Might be wise to give that large gas cloud a wide berth. Don't think there's anything to gain by getting near it.
Okay, yeah, so it was because I ran in there that I ended up dead last time.
Give me a sec. Almost done with this work list. Another sealant failure, amplifier requisition, and 2 more cases of Zeranium exposure. We're a mite bit busy these days. The Marshal is under a lot of pressure to deliver automechs to the Vox relay station, but I'm responsible for their quality control. If even a single automech steps out of line, it will be the end of me. Brigadier Montelli does not accept excuses, and he does not tolerate failure. The Marshal is a good man, but he values speed while I value accuracy. Neither of us is wrong, but in this case, we both can't be right. You'll want to see the quartermaster. She's right next to the gate you entered through, under the Marshal's office. She'll only be able to sell you our surplus, but you might find some of it useful.
So, was there a person I was supposed to be speaking to? So there was something about a shield. Sure, it's probably not any of these unnamed guys.
Oh yes, I adore interruptions. I was just saying, what's best for stoking the spark of invention? Regular disruptions to one's train of thought. Now what is it you want? Ah, our good Marshal sent you, did he? Well, unfortunately, the device is taking longer than expected. A number of factors. Zeranium is dangerous, and we wouldn't want a researcher falling victim to their subject of study. The scarcity of volunteers is also a problem. Everyone wants to fix the gas leak, but no one wants to step inside a hazardous vapor. Now tell me, are you familiar with Zeranium gas? One and the same. That building took the brunt of the damage during a recent attack, and now it's spewing valuable Zeranium all over the place. I could speak at length about Zeranium's many captivating intrinsic qualities, but suffice it to say, in its gaseous state, it's rather deadly. So what am I endeavoring to create? A protective device that shields its wearer from Zeranium's remarkably unsavory effects, as well as other forms of harm. Quite splendidly, if I do say so myself. The principal function of the device is confirmed operational. I merely need to work out some minor implementation concerns. Alas, while I'm occupied with inventing this shield gadget, I also find myself in need of assistance regarding its key components. Good, good, wonderful. As an added incentive, I'll allow you to keep one of the prototypes once the work is finished, so you be sure to give it your all. Now here, you'll need this apparatus. It's for collecting stray Zeranium effluvium. Gas, that is. My supply is running low from all the iterative testing I've been performing. Merely activate the device once it's inside a Zeranium cloud, the one around the main hangar specifically. Try to avoid any fields of dense Zeranium, or death is all but assured. Any questions? Well, of course, obviously. To that end, I'd suggest choosing a cloud of lesser density for your collection efforts. Lower chance of near-instant death that way. If you suffer prolonged exposure, assuming you survive, see our local medical officer next door. She is highly preoccupied by the treatment of Zeranium-related maladies. Normally, yes, but on the off chance that environmental exposure has altered the gas here in any way, I'll want to work with local samples. Ideally, the resulting shielding will protect against any gas, but since it's of utmost importance that it work on the gas here, I'll be calibrating against that. I believe that covers all the necessary education for this particular assignment. Oh, so exhilarating to have have a new subordinate. I look forward to thoroughly scrutinizing your work. Now, shoo shoo! Off with you now! Gather those samples! Shoo!
Okay, we go and collect some samples, I guess.
Outer chassis sealant test number 14 is confirmed a failure. Uranium exposure rate appears to be unaffected. Test model displayed standard overload-induced paralysis, then became atypically aggressive. Forced to terminate test model in self-defense.
Not sure.
Uranium is dangerous as the Panther Arcadia power ring. The projector is automech. Standing in uranium poison. Do you lower your maximum test? Too much uranium poison go through safe. Blah blah blah.
We should get any closer.
My little minion. I trust you've made progress in your tasks? What did I tell you? Perfectly safe. Either that or you tolerate uranium poisoning like a champ. Good for you. Should you suffer from any lingering symptoms of contamination, visit the medical center and they'll get you squared away. Now, on to business. The device already generates a field exactly as specified, albeit on a very small scale. Still, progress is progress. What's needed now is something to help extend and shape the field around the user.
Again, I don't have high enough engineering. Damn it. Need to be putting more into it.
I require a component called a catalytic amplifier. You'll be pleased to learn there's one right here at the facility, in the Dragoon that's patrolling just outside. Catalytic amplifiers are a somewhat outdated technology, available only in older model Dragoons. Unfortunately for me, our chief mechanist, Woodrow, wasn't enthusiastic about my proposal to Geld his only combat automech. So you may have trouble getting your hands on the catalytic amplifier. I'm sure he's just being cautious. Should Auntie's choice attack us, we don't want to be caught defenseless. No doubt he also seeks to retain an unspoiled automech, since the others are by now riddled with uranium poisoning. Dragoons are a mainstay of our military. The design has been in production for decades. I had a model of one when I was young. All children did. You must have seen the large automech patrolling the interior grounds. That is the Dragoon. Good. A flexible mindset should behoove you on this task. Perhaps the chief mechanist will prove more receptive to your request. Failing that, be prepared to exercise creativity if needed. One last thing. The Dragoon must not be harmed. Not only would the amplifier likely be damaged, but we'd both be summarily executed, assuming we survive the firefight that ensued. Well, off you go. Shoo.
Okay. I guess we try and talk to him again. And see if he's willing to just let us have it. And we're certainly not. Yeah, I'm ways off of leveling up, so it's not like I can try and get any more in like engineering or anything.
Yes? She and I have been over this 100 times. Please understand, the original staff of this facility were rounded up and refreshed because they couldn't safeguard a protectorate asset. Why should I follow their example by reducing our sole working Dragoon to a pile of unpatriotic scrap? I can't. I won't. If you're really so desperate, you can track down our second Dragoon. Damn thing wandered up the coast and hasn't been seen since. I'd have sent someone to retrieve it myself, but Dragoons are stubborn when their instructions are unclear. Good hunting. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's work to be done.
Okay, we go and get that one. Okay, I wandered that way.
I'll take care of him, Commander.
Ow.
The ideal's a...
Okay, there's more of them there than I thought there was. There's only like 2.
Well, any closer to obtaining the catalytic amplifier? Oh, superb! I'm almost tempted to ask how you managed it. But pressing on, just a moment to remove what I need and install it in the prototype. With this gadget, you'll be shielded against more than Zeranium, you know. Damn near everything, as long as it's charged. Now, report to Marshal Donaldson, if you please. He's rather impatient to end this crisis so he can turn his focus back to the war. You do that. Anything to keep him off my back for an hour.
Gas energy deflection apparatus. The gas energy apparatus is a gadget that grants you temporary shield, protecting you from damage and hazards such as Zeranium. Activating the gadget applies the shield, depleting with damage taken or time spent inside of a hazard. After a duration or enough damage is sustained, the shield will disable automatically. Affecting the gadget while it is still active resets the duration and the amount of shield remaining. Okay. Okay, yeah, I thought there was some, like, a teensy bit of Zeranium exposure. Well, I guess... What? I had the shield on. Okay, I guess I can't go in that bit. How am I supposed to get in there then?
I'm glad that spectacle didn't scare you off. Between the recent attacks and the gas leak, you find us on the razor's edge between reason and panic. Whether or not you're able to help us, I'm grateful to have an extra set of eyes on the problem. Zeranium is hardly my area of expertise, but it falls to me to find a solution, lest I follow my predecessors to their untimely fate. I knew Dr. Bryant would come through for us, that she'd prove her worth as surely as any subject of the Protectorate would. Seeing as you're the only one trained in the use of that gadget, what say you put it through its paces? Make your way inside the repair hangar and find the control terminal to purge the Zeranium. And be careful with that terminal. We don't want the situation getting any worse. Why in law's name would you want to know that? Glad to hear it. Any further questions? Don't worry about Woodrow. Smart fellow, but his cautious nature gets in the way. Yes, there is some risk that exposure to Zeranium will corrupt our automechs, to use his colorful language. That shouldn't stop us from delivering them on time. I'm sure they'll be scrubbed clean once they arrive at the Vox Relay. But that isn't our problem to solve. You be sure and come back once you've made progress on the leak.
So these guys will obviously take damage going in there.
Jingle out of my head. Hey, if I start humming it, you do what you gotta. Anyway, need something, Commander?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I could tell them to stay there, but I guess... Oh, okay, I just didn't wait for it to be charged up fully. The shield deactivated. Okay. Why? Why does it not work? Am I just not understanding how the shield works? Can I reload a slightly older save? Just so I don't have all of that Zeranium poisoning. I have to re-go talk to the guy. Yeah. It was on my way up.
I'm glad that spectacle didn't skip. Whether or Zeranium is hardly my area of expertise, but it falls to me to find. I knew seeing as make your way and be careful with that terminal. We don't want the situation getting any worse. Don't worry about. Yes, that shouldn't. But that.
Okay. It's relatively safe over here. We don't have hackability. Hey.
Get the order and I'll take care of him, Commander.
That's the exit one, so I won't open that right this second. I don't think I want to deal with that one. Yeah, we've done the sabotage, so we can just leave. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through there. Yeah, I was like the minimap showed some loot, so I'm gonna try and kill it.
Enthusiastically neutralizing objectives.
almost killed it though. So I'm going to try that again. I just maybe needed to have taken cover when it charged up that big attack. And I'm not using the trauma kits. Something like that.
And I'll take care of him, Commander.
You are dying, which is not advised at this time.
Let me in. Help me out.
Yeah, okay. I might not bother with that one now. Might do one more try. One more.
Endeavoring to give order, and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Ahead and perform better in the future. Resuming hostilities.
We got it that time. Yeah, I thought if I run in, then he'll be distracted between two different places. And I took cover behind that to be a bit safer, but that worked. I feel like there's stuff we can get up there. I guess that's all we can do in here. Just a little save before we go out there. I mean, we don't need to talk to him again. We can just go back.
Can't believe some of those protectorate hull heads just couldn't see the benefit of self-battery.
Yeah, let them simmer their self. Never catch a break. Finally find a way to get ahead, and this happens.
Been working at that spot of business we discussed. Easier to lead with fewer targets nibbling at your psyche. Loose your words. I'm listening. Scouts reported a plume of smoke thick and wide billowing from the facility. Sure didn't seem to be mechanical exhaust. Got more to report? Just that Milver Street requested her presence for some mission. Normally I'd demand to be paid, but I was just glad to get her some work. Trooper Sealong was one of my best enhanced soldiers, but never took to her grafts. Been uncertain what I could rely on her for. So Milver Street holds her contract. At least for now. Trooper Sealong ain't a fragile wallflower. She's a soldier. And even at reduced efficacy, she's worth 15 of any grunt picked at random. She's got a contract. And she ain't so far gone we can't make use of her. But the fact is, her grafts are holding her back, and it's only getting worse. Don't let it bother you. Now, let's talk helping you. There's a bridge gating entry to the northern part of the island. You want to get to the Vox? First step is getting through it. There's an alternate path, but it's blocked by Zeranium. I'll order my troops at the forward operating base to aid you, and you'll punch through together. From there, your target's the Skycutter Tower. Seems it was recently reactivated, and by our engineers' metrics, might be useful in overloading the Vox's defenses. Wouldn't trust the Protectorate's over-engineered perfection to cook a spratwurst. Give me the no-frills, disposable quality of Auntie's choice any day. If by some miracle your contraption doesn't turn you inside out, I'd give you a much quieter route to the Vox. Much as I'd like the bridge's clearing. Once you pass to the northern end of the island and enter the Skycutter, you'll need to find the tower's power routing controls. Mayhaps you can wreak some chaos at the Vox. Step light, though. There's no Protectorate gallivanting near the tower, which, like as any, means something bloodthirsty lurks within. Stay intact.
I still leveled up.
I'm telling you I can do more. I've been proving myself to you time and again, haven't I? All I'm asking is a mite of trust. Let me fix my arm and I'll...
Calm down. You know know the risks you enhanced troopers present. My utilizing you at all was a kindness on your behalf.
I'll calm down when you stop bringing your little excuses. How about that?
My, such aggression. We scarcely need add hostility to your list of inadequacies, Do try to understand my perspective. You were so lethargic returning, I had you pre-marked as a casualty. Do you know how many forms I've had to fill out on your behalf?
Now hold on. I went into enemy territory crawling with dangerous creatures for you alone to get some dusty report. And you got the audacity to complain about paperwork? If this contract weren't staying my hand, I reckon you'd be answering to it right about now.
You mean grant preferential treatment to a subpar contractor? And I suppose the bits for such a procedure shall simply manifest from the ether?
And if I die or leave, how do you reckon failure to retain an enhanced soldier would look to upper management, huh?
Please pay this disgruntled employee no mind. What would she do without Auntie's hand to guide her if she were unemployed? I should think death a preferable alternative.
That's it. I'd rather be a down and outer for the rest of my life than crushed under your counterfeit leather boa boot a second longer. I quit!
Has everyone around me gone mad? This is unheard of, and I might add, you'll not be welcome with an Auntie's choice once more. We'll not take a contract shirker back into our fold.
So you say, but Auntie's choice ain't seen a trooper like me before. You'll regret counting me out. Till then, I hope you choke on your mock apple martinis. And you, I got a proposition for you. Come find me when you're done with this clown.
She will most assuredly regret her decision. Most assuredly. But I suppose that is no longer my concern. Troopers abandoning their contracts. Blackguards like you running rampant. What is becoming of this island? I fear I may never know.
All done in there? Look, hope that little dust-up back there didn't put you off. My contract had me caged, and I was glad to get a few licks in during the jailbreak. Got a proposition. Since I'm newly free-ranged, and you're free-ranged yourself, thinking we ought to team up. You're going places. I want to go too. If you help me fix my graft, you'll retain the services of a fully functioning enhanced soldier. Me. Don't matter what you set your mind to, together we'll be unstoppable. And in time, maybe I'll have earned myself the clout to be welcomed back into Auntie's choice. I can be on my own for a time, but I'd rather it not be permanent. Besides, where else can I turn from nothing to something? They ain't the Protectorate. If they couldn't see my worth, it was due to circumstance, because of my graft, or because I ain't trying hard enough. I get it. You're skeptical. If you got more questions, go on and ask them. You'll not find me hiding anything in the fine print. Had a feeling you knew a good offer when you seen it. Once I'm in top form, you'll be pleasantly surprised to see what I'm capable of. Just gotta find out how to get there first. Doc Tinsley worked with Grafts for some time before she came to Fairfield. Damn fine scientist. Reckon we should visit her lab at the edge of town to see if she's got ideas for us.
This much of a crowd's not likely to keep a low profile. Someone ought to head back to mind the ship.
I want to keep him here because he does the crafting, so I'm going to send Val back, even though she does medic me.
Acknowledged.
After you.
Let's do another point in engineering because we found that that was useful. What other things? Just seeing what other like skills there are. Well, that one actually could be a good one to get, and would need the level 3 observation. Yeah, let's go with one in engineering, and I think honestly another in guns. And the next time I'll upgrade observation. Yeah, we'll worry about those ones because we want to get to the tower and help those people. Though I suppose we should probably do that first because she might be stronger if we do. Although I think we're going to have to end there for the day. Because I need to go and have some dinner. I'm still kind of tempted to restart with slightly different skills and stuff. Because I feel like I could have done things better. Might keep the save and then do another one that I'll play a little bit and see. Or I might not, depends. I've got lots of games I want to play right now, so. But yeah, I think we will stop there for the day. And yeah, I'll be back next week, probably with some more of this. Maybe something else if I don't feel like playing this. If I end up playing it during the week, it will probably not be this, I'm going to be honest. But yeah. I don't think I will bother raiding anyone. So I will just end there, but yeah. We're back with something next Thursday, maybe Monday if I get around to streaming that day. I haven't really been... I've been kind of busy on, well, either busy or just chilling on Mondays, so I haven't really felt like streaming on it. I do want to go back to streaming twice a week rather than just the once. Maybe, but we're coming up to obviously Jingle Jam soon enough, beginning of December, where we'll be streaming most days. I've got the first 2 weeks of December basically all of Jingle Jam off from work, so I will be streaming most of the days. Obviously, not every single day. I definitely won't be streaming on the 1st because I'll also be watching like the start of Jingle Jam and everything, but I will definitely be doing multiple other streams, exact things to be announced. Probably some multiplayer stuff with some Gobs and Grims and things, like we usually do. Probably a Minecraft server. There'll probably be like the various games that we tend to do. Yeah, that's at least a few weeks away, but I do need to start planning and creating the Christmassy overlays and things. Which I'm thinking I will start using my new VTuber model for Jingle Jam. When I change over all the overlays, I'll use the new version of my VTuber model that I've been meaning to start using for a while. But I was like, oh yeah, I'll do new overlays to go with it, and then I haven't drawn the new overlays. I kind of half started, and then I didn't like them, and I gave up. So yeah, I might start using the new one for Jingle Jam. Probably with a Christmas hat on. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream there for the day. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you all had a nice time here today, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye!